In this video, I'm going to be going over what are my top passive income earning bandwidth sharing apps. It's been a few months since I did my last video covering bandwidth sharing apps and the passive income earnings that I had been earning from those. And today I want to talk about kind of where I've landed and what I'm currently running. So if you're not aware, over the past couple years, probably about actually the past 3 or 4 years now, I've been vetting a lot of the bandwidth sharing apps. Some of these provide VPN services, some are just proxy services, but you earn income off of sharing your unused bandwidth. So these can be used for myriad of things. There's a lot of like sneaker bots for Nike and Reebok. Some of them are geo restricted, and so people will rent residential proxy servers to try to snipe, those sneakers, buy them, maybe scalp them on eBay, whatever it may be. There are various things that you may find people wanting to rent a proxy or a VPN service for. Another might be, in the world of crypto, wanting to use an exchange that is not within your geolocation, not supported within your geolocation. And so you can route that traffic through either a VPN tunnel or a proxy service. So what I'm going to walk you through today are the apps that I am currently running. So after I've vetted pretty much all of these are the ones that I have decided to keep running a long term. And some of these earn crypto. Some of these just earn fiat, which you can, in some cases, get paid out in crypto, but in some cases, it will just be like PayPal, and then you can do whatever you want with those funds. So for me, I've been kind of accumulating these. I've been running bandwidth sharing apps for, probably about 6 years now. And I've accumulated some rewards. It's not a whole lot. It's a little tiny bit each month, but it adds up over time. And so today I'm going to talk about the apps that I'm running. The majority of these I do have referral links for, which will be linked over on my website. So if you hop on over to retromike.net and go to the referral links, all the links are there, along with any type of benefit. And I try to be as transparent as possible. So I indicate what I get from you using the referral link, and then what you get if there's an added perk, such as like a $5 sign-up bonus, anything like that. So right off the bat, we're going to start with Honeygain. This is one of my favorites. This has kind of been a long-standing staple in the bandwidth sharing community. And so for Honeygain, I'm running one of those. And because it does require a residential proxy. And my total earnings for the previous month was $7.65. However, $4.59 of that came from referral earnings. So my actual earnings here that I produced myself was $2.33. So if you don't have any referrals, this is kind of the figure that you would probably expect coming out of the gate. Now, you have the option to either get paid in PayPal, or you can get paid in the Jump token, which is on the Binance Smart Chain and also on Matic, which I like a lot because I like both BNB and Matic, or Paul as it's known now. And I periodically cash out this token and use it to swap into BNB and Paul. So it's kind of like my DCA strategy. Every month or every 2 months, I will take my cash out in that token. I will then take that token and swap it on like Uniswap or within MetaMask wallet, and I will swap it to either BNB or Paul. I kind of alternate with those. The perk for signing up with this, if you do decide to do that, and before we talk about that, I do want to mention the jump bonus there. So I earned an additional 69 cents in the month for electing to get the crypto on top of the fiat. And then if you do use the referral, you get a free $3, and then I get $5 for every $20 that you earn. So $20, if you do the fiat payout, the PayPal payout, I believe $20 is the minimum. And so I essentially get $5 for every $20 that you earn, regardless of whether you cash out or not. And that is based on the base earnings, not the bonus. Next up is Mysterium. And Mysterium's another one. This is on the Polygon network, the Mysterium token is. So you're getting paid out in the native crypto, and they are auto paying out every time you accumulate 5 Mysterium. You auto get that payout to your wallet. And I earned $7.18 worth of that token. Mysterium has been really good lately. So this is a really nice number. I actually do have a referral link for Mysterium as well. And you can see that I got 33.55 mist. And if you do use that referral link, you get 5 Mysterium after you earn your first 5. So the first time you get that payout, you'll automatically essentially get like a second payout. So you'll earn that additional 5 mist after you earn the initial 5. And then I also earn a 5. Next up is Packetstream. Now, Packetstream, I am also running one on residential proxy, or as a residential proxy service rather, and I earn 97 cents for the month. Now, this does include referrals. Unfortunately, I'm not able to separate out how much was referral earnings versus how much was my base earnings. So just full disclaimer there that does include the referral earnings. And with referral, I earn 20% of your total earnings. Obviously, you still get your full earnings. I just basically get a bonus on top of that. Next up is Earnapp, which is another one of my favorites. And that was $7.16 for the month. Now, once again, this does include referrals. There's no way to break that out. And I earn 10% bonus on top of your total earnings. Next up is Repocket, which isn't the greatest, but I continue to run it because I can run 6 of these. And so if you're not familiar, I run 5 mini PCs as node boxes. So I run some crypto master nodes on these. I run the bandwidth sharing apps on these, and I rent 5 VPSs through AIOZ. They're $2 a month. And what that affords me is 5 additional external IP addresses that I can use for hosting these. So because I'm already renting those out, I'm trying to run as many of these as possible in those boxes to recoup that cost. And so for me, the total earnings for the month was 41 cents. However, the referral earnings on that was 38 cents, which means I only earned 3 cents. And that is the aggregate amount across all 6. That is not per node. So not great, but I continue to run it mainly because the referral earnings are somewhat there, and it doesn't cost me anything more. All these I'm running in Docker containers on these mini PCs. So I just continue to run it. It's really not costing me anything extra to run it. If you do use the referral link, you get a free $3, and I earn 2% of your total earnings. Traf Monetizer is next. This is another one, and I'm running 6 of these. This one, again, I can run on the data center IPs and also the residential IPs. And I earned 80 cents. However, this did include referral earnings, and I'm not able to extract the difference between the referral and the base earnings. So just take that info as you will. And once again, that perk for using the referral is I earn 10% of your payout amount. It's similar to like Earnapp. Next up is Packet Share. And with Packet Share, once again, not the best, but we are running 5. Now with Packet Share, can't run this on my residential network for whatever reason. Doesn't work, but it does work on the data center IPs, which is kind of odd. But the total earnings was 27 cents. However, that does also include referrals. I think I only have like a couple referrals on this one. But once again, 10% of your total earnings is what I would earn with a referral. And when I say this is what I would earn, this would also be what you would earn if you had a referral to somebody else. And some of these do tier as well. So if you refer somebody and they refer somebody, you might get like a small percentage there as well. Next up is File Station, which I've covered on the channel before. And this I'm running 6. So I'm running a separate File Station node on each of those 6 systems. And the revenue for the month was 86 cents, which was around 0.36 Filecoin at the time of capturing all this data. And then AIOZ node was the other one. So AIOZ is another app that you can run. It does a combination of things. So if you have a GPU, it can actually do some GPU AI compute level stuff, rendering. It can also just provide storage, as it needs to. And then there's also a kind of a proxy / VPN part to that as well. So I run these on all my systems as well, because you can run this in the background and not really introduce much overhead. And I earned 47 cents with that, which was 2.196 AIOZ. Now, the important thing to note with AIOZ is you need, I believe it is like 0.1 AIOZ on each node to get that payout. Those rewards will roll over until you get to that point, but just something to keep in mind. And then last but not least on here is Storj, which is my favorite decentralized crypto project. I've been running Storj nodes for about 6 years now or so. And we're running, for the purposes of this video, I'm just capturing kind of the rewards for the nodes that we're running that align with the other nodes. We earned $7.07 for the month. And again, that is in the Storj. Now, I have all of these routed through the same VPS because on my home network, or the network where I'm running these storage providers, it's in a double NATed situation. So I have a router, but my router is behind another router. And that parent router, I don't have control over, which means I can't forward ports. There's a shared public IP, lots of things there. So what I do is I route my traffic through a VPS that I'm running. And so all of my nodes have the same static IP. So that's going to be limiting me a little bit in what I can potentially earn, because I'm not going to get as much data sent to me as I would if each were on its own IP. And so before we talk about like the storage servers in detail on those nodes, just kind of want to touch base on what these monthly rewards have been looking like for me. So my VPS cost is $10.05, and my revenue was $32.84, which gave me a profit of $22.79. Now, I'm not taking into account electric cost because I am running this on 5 mini PCs, and then also another system that I have is kind of like a home lab server. So for the purposes of this, the power is really minimal. We're probably looking at like 5 to 10 watts per system. So I'm not really factoring that in. But our profit is $22.79. Moving down to a detailed breakout of my storage nodes to kind of give you guys an understanding of how it's been earning. So on my NAS, I have a 14 terabyte capacity available to rent, but it's only actually using, meaning I've only actually rented out 2.12 terahash, and that has equated to $3.30. The one thing with Storj is you have to build up your collateral over the course of about a year, and then once you get to that point, you get the top tier rewards. If you are providing for that first year, some of that collateral gets held back each month. And so my NAS has been on for a few years. This is actually the only one that's been on here for such a long duration. And so that is why the rewards are substantially higher on this one compared to all of these other ones. All these other ones have only been on for maybe a few months or so. So you can see mini 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are those 5 mini PCs. So you can see 5 cents, 41 cents, 51 cents, 52 cents, 77 cents. I suspect this first one is so little because I actually have this one routed through a Germany IP address. All of these are through US IP addresses, these other ones. And then some of my other mining hardware, I also run storage providers on. So we've got a couple NUC blades. So we've got like 2 cents, 3 cents, 1 cent, 26 cents on some GPU mining towers. So 26 cents, 21 cents, 18 cents, 18 cents, 4 cents, 25 cents, 23 cents, and then 5 cents. These will accumulate. These have all accumulated, obviously, to that $7.07. But we're only at a 12% capacity on the storage. So if we extrapolate this out, we've got 64.8 terabytes available, but we're only actually providing about 8, right? So we're providing 7.98, and that's giving us 707. So if we extrapolate that out, if we got all of our storage running, which is the 64 terabytes, then our earnings would be $57 a month. And this is assuming the bandwidth usage stays the same. But as more storage gets used, inherently you get more bandwidth being used. The nice thing with storage is they pay you for bandwidth on top of paying you for the storage. So when you do that, you're netting, basically what I'm extrapolating here is the bandwidth for only 8 terabytes. But really, if you're renting out 64 terabytes, this is probably going to go higher. It's probably going to be $65 to $70 most likely a month, which is quite significant in my mind when you compare. It's not costing anything extra other than you're maybe using some more bandwidth than you were using before. But I don't see the network getting saturated or anything like that. I don't really do AI compute for the most part. So the only bandwidth consumption that I have on my network is from any of these proxies, any of these bandwidth sharing apps, and then obviously Storj as well. So those are my earnings. Now, I didn't cover the nodes in this video. I've got a handful of master nodes running, and I've got kind of a plan of new master nodes to add. I actually just went through and re-vetted the list that I want to run over the span of the next year or two. If you guys are interested in what that is, leave me a comment below. I can maybe consider doing a video just on the master node piece. And if you want to see continued monthly earnings, maybe in the future, maybe even quarterly earnings on the bandwidth sharing, let me know down below. And if you're interested in signing up, you don't have to use my referral link, but if you want to use my referral link, they're all over on my website. If you go to retromictech.net and you go down to the referral links, and then you can click this little filter icon here if you want, and you can click bandwidth sharing, hit filter, and this will just show you the bandwidth sharing apps. And then all the referral links are in the last column there.